another happy handover episode from Cee Bee Design Studio. This property belongs to Mr. Tulsiyan, who currently resides in Hong Kong with his family. But as we know, home is where heart is, so he wanted to build up a property here which is somewhere where he could stay whenever he traveled to India, which is a couple of times in the year, and also for his parents to live in. So obviously him being far away is what a lot of people would perceive as a problem, but it isn't for Cee Bee Design Studio, because a lot of our clients actually do not reside in the city that we're working in. And what we then recommend is something called a 3D design. What that does, it gives you a virtual reality look of the property as it is going to be after it's handed over. So things like the finishing, the completion, things down to fabrics, and even the small artifacts, everything we try and put together in the 3D design stage. And then we go back and forth till we get to a stage where everything is as per your requirement and your choice of aesthetics. So that's exactly what we did with Sachin. We got the 3D design sorted, the estimates done, and then we started the work. There were a couple of challenges with this particular property. Was that we wanted to take out the best we could out of the space we had. This was a 4 BHK property initially, but we wanted to change it to a 3 BHK. But in the meantime, not lose out on the 1 bedroom space, because whenever they travel to India, they get a lot of people who come and stay over, obviously, to come and see them and meet them. So we wanted to keep one room which has got many identities, really. So as I take you through the tour, I'll show you this one room which seamlessly connects itself with the dining room, but also becomes like a pull-out bed at the time of people coming over, as well as a study and a puja area. So functionality has been one of the key things that we've looked at for this property. Even the kitchen, the entrances were changed, the spaces were increased. We have done a particular bedroom which is fully glass, along with wardrobes and headboard, everything, and the kitchen as well. So that's going to be a little bit of a treat for you. And that's it. Well, let me take you through and show you all the details. Have a good time, and thanks for watching. At the entrance, there is a mural here which is a take on Ganesh. It's a little bit of a modern version of the Ganesh, a little cute and quirky. This is handmade by our artisans again in Cee Bee Design, and with the nameplate here. As we walk in, this door is made out of veneer with polish, and this is duco paint, as you can see, with steel strips in between to give it that little bit of a modern look. A knocker and a little bit of a different handle which is quite long and brings in the royalty to the door. Please come in. As we come in to the property, we can see this partition here, which was created by us actually, so that we could create a visual partition between the living and dining area. So this was created with a couple of jalis on both sides and a partition in between, which is a veneer and duco finish. What this does is it also gives us a look of a foyer. So we created this foyer with a seating which has got storage below and also an umbrella rack here. So as you come in, you get this look of as if it's an extra space that you've got as a foyer. We've got a seating here as well, which gives you that look of a little bit of a formal foyer. And as you come in, you can see this actually separates the two areas, but because it's got these look-throughs, it doesn't really look like a closed space, and it gives you the space of openness throughout the living area. As we cross the foyer, we've got, as I said, the formal seating. We reach a console, which is really helpful to keep your knickknacks, your artifacts like your wallets, keys and things like that. And we have something here which was custom made for my client because this is their Kul Devi actually. So this was designed with gold plating according to their choice, and we've just done a couple of veneer battens to put more focus on this area. And this console actually looks on directly to our living area. Now if we come to the other side of the partition, we would see that this is where we have created a wall so that we can basically house the TV here. This is very well placed from your seating area for your viewing distance for your TV. So this is the area which we have done with paneling and duco paint. The same on both the other side of the jalis, which I showed earlier as well. And the rest of it, we've got baby spots here, matching the ceiling. We've got veneer finishes, and we've got a little bit of a rack here for your knickknacks and your storages and your sky boxes and things like that. We actually got marble. If you look at the flooring here all through the property, it's actually Italian marble which we procured directly from Jaipur. So from the same place, we had procured some onyx as well, which we have predominantly used in the Puja area. Some bits of it were actually wastage, which we have converted to a wall panel. So you can see we've got wallpaper here, which we have used in the dining area. We've got onyxes, which we've used in the puja room, and we've got veneer, which was left over from throughout the property, along with some mirror and Ganesh mural, again to give it that splash of color and obviously bring in the religious sentiments of the people who live in the property. On the other side, as we see, they've got these lazy boys. I know it might not be aesthetically suitable for everyone. Not everyone likes bulky, lazy boys, but they actually wanted to be lazy and have a good time while they watch. So they chose comfort over looks maybe. On the other side here, we've just got wallpaper, which is just a texture. It doesn't have any print, which brings in a little bit of color, but keeps it classic as well. This is the balcony, which is just in front of the seating area actually. We wanted to give it a little bit of a facelift. So what we did is we took off the conventional sliding door that they had and we made it into this 4-part partition which all opens up into one segment. Also what we did is we changed the tiling for the walls as well. So these are little shells which have been put in form of tiles to give it a little bit of an outdoor feel. Also what we have here is this wing which gives it a little bit of, you can just sit here, have your cup of tea, read a newspaper. It's a little bit of a constricted space. Also we've got the outdoor units of the AC which we have tried to keep above the eye level so it doesn't deter the view that you get from such high up in the apartment. This is the dining area. This is a 6-seater dining table with a little bit of a classical look. It's got leather finish with wooden, the structure. The dining table top is made out of marble, again Italian marble, matching the flooring. And what we did is we created this crockery unit section matching the finish and the look of the classical looking dining table. Again, we've got a lot of variation here. We've got some open shelving, some glass, again some jaali which again we have used from the leftover. As you see, it's got mirror at the back to give it a sense of space. This whole section we've got a counter with a glass tinted top as well, along with a wall space here which we have just decked up with a little bit of a wallpaper paneling. Moving on to the ceiling here, we've got just a groove ceiling matching again the color and the look of the rest of the area here. It's got grooves and it's made out of ply. It just gives a focus to this section above the dining table. We would have loved to put a small chandelier here, but we have to be functional, so we've got the fan here. But all in all, it's got a very classy, woody, Indian feel to it, basically, this section. We will move on to what is the most challenging aspect of this property here, which is this sliding door. I will just call Shujoy to help me show how we have worked this. To give you a little bit of history of this place, this was actually a different room. It was, as I initially said, it was a 4 BHK, which we turned into a 3 BHK. So this is the area which we opened up. It was actually a wall, and we created this partition which totally blocks it off from the living area and makes it into a room. We've got curtains on the other side of the frame which can totally give it the privacy that guests would require if they are traveling and if they are staying here. One thing I would like to show is if we open this, thank you Shujoy. If we open this to the full, you will notice how easy it is firstly. Secondly, it's all going up to one segment here which clears off your whole space. There is no residue like we do get in a conventional sliding door where one goes on top of the other and thus blocks off maximum of the space. Whereas here we are sliding it off all to one section and we're barely covering a few inches there, which is the reason why we are getting this seamless coverage from the living to the dining to the area which we can use, which doubles up, actually triples up as a bedroom, as a puja room and a study room. This is the kitchen. As I mentioned earlier, we have used a lot of glass here. Mostly all the shutters have got a glass finish. I think this is the second or third time that we are using glass in kitchen shutters. A lot of people again tend to be skeptical about using glass, thinking it's a big maintenance issue, and also things like it might get a crack or it might hold stain. But actually, contrary to belief, it's very easy to clean because all you need is a spray and then you wipe it clean. Also, this kitchen is fully modular. We actually started from scratch. The entrance of the kitchen used to be on the left hand side, which we closed and opened it from the living area, giving us this sliding door so that we could have maximum utilization of space. We slotted in the fridge just beside the sliding door to give it again the right space there. Also, what we have done here is, instead of using your typical dado tiles, which we generally do to help catch the oil and the grime for the cooking, we have used glass again. This is all lacquer glass from St. Gobain. All the handles again are profile handles, which you will see take off that typical look of a handle being slotted in, which was firstly because of the glass usage and also because it makes it look much smarter. So as I was saying, we took off the whole thing. We again redesigned the full kitchen, keeping in mind the client's requirements, the kind of cooking they did, the kind of utensils they use, what is the kind of brand fittings that they preferred. So after having visited a fittings showroom, we chose everything with due diligence and then designed the kitchen to suit their requirements. Again, you see it's got a vibrant color which is mustard yellow, but again we have toned it down with the use of white, which makes the space look bigger. So in spite of having such a bright color in the kitchen, it still looks huge. It's actually a small kitchen, but the utilization of space, if you see all through the walls here, we've got lofts everywhere. We've got these lift up shutters which obviously give you so much space, plus it's easy to use for people. Mrs. Tulsiyan is actually of short height also, and it helps them to use the full area in one go. We've got frosted glass here so that even if you don't have your best cleaned utensils, it doesn't actually show, but again still gives you that sense of a mirror or glass look. Coming on to the next wall, we can see we have got a smooth edge here, which is like a circular edge instead of a very sharp corner, so that it helps you to move in and out. We've got a corner shutter as well to give you that same shape, and this obviously helps you to utilize the place better. Again, we've got soft closure plum fittings here and all the small drawers as well. This is a corner unit wherein we have utilized the space to the maximum, and you can see there is 2 sets of drawers inside, so that basically your corner gets used properly. We have also got a level up here for any extra things that they might need to keep. We've got these hangers for your towel racks, and also a very flush ceiling with no decoration, just for the utilization of light, because the more light there is, it obviously makes the place look bigger, because they've got quite a small window here, it's not too large. We've got a double bowl sink because that helps you to clean and wash within the sink area itself. Now this is the room that I mentioned specifically at the onset, is the room that is a multi-purpose room actually. As usual, the client has a wish list which is pretty much impossible at all times. Well, we tried to fulfill as much as we could. So they needed storage, they needed a study area, they needed a puja, plus they needed a guest room. And obviously the other 3 rooms in the property were already segregated to separate sections, so we couldn't use those. So this was a little bit of our brainchild. What we did is, if you see, we start off with wardrobes and a little bit of niches and segments here which give it a little variety. And as we come in, we've got the study area here, which has got the study space, the drawers, cabinets on top and a couple of shelves. Here is the onyx that I mentioned in the living area. Again, something that we procured from Jaipur. Along with the onyx paneling, we've got storage below and a couple of glass shelves as well to keep your idols. Around the same, we have kept the same concept going as I mentioned for the jaali and the color scheme, and all of it has got storage as I mentioned earlier. So within the puja unit also, we are giving you the option to keep your storage as well. Moving on, we'll cover this segment. Now this is one of the most functional areas of the property. It's something that we have been using quite a lot in the recent times because we are all short of space. We all are living in apartments which are quite small, and we're trying to make best of the space that we have. So something like this is really very helpful in small apartments which could on and off work as a functional room as well as a bedroom. I'll call Shujoy to come over and help me show you this particular functionality, please. As you can see, it's just a pull down bed which is extremely easy to use. Only one person can just pull it down. So as you see, this opens up and becomes a proper bedroom with a double bed, and also a paneling here which has got fabric, so which makes it a proper bed with a big headboard, which we have done with suede fabric here, giving it a touch of color. And when we draw the curtains down and close the sliding door, this is a proper bedroom. So here you see a room that has fulfilled all of the client's wishes, keeping the main array, that is the space, in place. So it could be used as and when you require, and this is something that we actually specialize in, Cee Bee, is to bring things together and give you the best possible utilization for your space. As you can see, we have done a lot of wardrobe space within the panel. As you can see, there's so much storage here, and it can easily work as your linen cupboard. This is the master bedroom. As we come in, initially we can see how we have paneled the doors to match the entire property. You would see that, the entire room actually. You will see that there's something very different about the color scheme here. It's turquoise, which is not something we generally see in a master bedroom. So we've got a mixture of a walnut teak veneer along with turquoise and white. Another thing, which this is the first time we have done that actually, in this whole property you see the usage of lacquer glass. Everything from the wardrobe to the headboard, everything is glass, lacquer glass. Here you can see in the bed area, we have done lacquer glass in the full section here of the headboard, and we have put veneer panel all through the top and the bottom. And we've got these bedside units wherein we've again got the veneer panel with the lacquer glass drawers. If you see at this section here behind the door, we've actually given a full length mirror, and this whole section here, which was just like a sore eye because it was just a niche here, we have made some battens here and taken it off all the way through the ceiling, wherein it aligns with the POP ceiling as well, just to give it that look of elegance and that extra luxury look. If we look at the other end here, we've got the wardrobe, which is a full glass panel wardrobe, again with a mix of white, turquoise and white again. So even though we have used a color, the room actually is extremely bright and light because of the usage of white, and also because we've kept the ceiling plain, we've done nothing with the walls. We have also put in a little bit of a dressing area with a little wallpaper on the paneling and the mirror on front. We've got 3 drawers and a counter space wherein you can put your, your artifacts and your dressing up items. In the headboard here, if we look, we've got leather padding just to give you that little bit of comfort while you're reading your books or things like that. This is the attached bathroom with the master bedroom. We've got a vanity unit which is a part of the full system. The basin is actually a part of the counter and the cabinet on top with a mirror light. Also we've got the WC. Let me say a little bit more about the WC here. It was actually at the end of the bathroom, and we had to create a ledge wall to bring in the sewage pipe through the the ledge wall, and thus we could give them a wall hung unit, which makes the bathroom much more spacious and obviously keeps your floor space empty for you to keep it clean and functional. On the other side, we can see the washer, the shower area, wherein we've got the sliding door, which keeps your wet and dry area separate and lets you keep your bathroom clean and nice. All in all, we have done everything new in this. What they had was very nominal kind of tiles which the developer had provided. So we did a total overhaul. We changed the tiles, the look to match the bedroom, the flooring and everything was changed accordingly. Now the bathroom looks well suited with the master bedroom. No prizes for guessing which room this is. It's the kids' bedroom. Very vibrant use of dark colors like green and orange. But as you can see, the colors have been used with a lot of mixture of creams and whites. So in spite of having a very bright effect, it's still very, very cozy. It should be the perfect balance between color, brightness, vibrancy, as well as something that calms you when you're going to bed at night. This room again is very functional, maximum utilization of space. As you see the bed, it's actually housing 3 beds within one. We've got the double bed below and we've got the single bed on top. Again, with a lot of bookshelves, a storage, and the stairs which you see are openable, which again give you storage space for toys. Kids, they have so much things, right? So even if you give them proper full wardrobe shutters, they'll still need space. So you see these drawers everywhere in the TV unit, in the bookshelves. It all gives them that extra bit of storage space which helps you to keep your property clean. To make the room personal enough and to give it that extra touch, and with the 2 boys that they have, we have done a lot of race tracks around the walls, as you will see. Instead of just giving a dark color or one of those typical wallpapers, we personalized it in the way of the planes, the fighter planes, the car race track, and also behind the wall we have done again an aeroplane wallpaper with white laminate on the sides to give it that little bit of a edgy look. So that is something that again is something that we specialize in, is to make each room have its own character. Each room should say who it belongs to, what kind of a person it is. So it basically should portray as your home, as your particular room, which is what we have done quite successfully here, I think. This is the parents' bedroom. We have tried to provide in the room everything that would make it self-sufficient and compact. As we see here, this is the TV panel which we created so that all the wires and everything could be hidden at the back. We've got a couple of battens here just to give some character to the free space niche there, which connects to the POP ceiling, which as you see has got layers of a level down and a level up, just giving you space for that tray lighting. As we move forward, since it's an elderly couple's room, we wanted to keep it simple, nice, yet not very bland. So splashes of color. And the wardrobe here is actually a little bit of a different look. We have used both glitter duco and plain matte duco. So the squares actually have got glitter duco in them, and the basic shutters have got the white duco, which brings in a little bit of character to the shutters. But otherwise it's plain and simple, easy to use, easy to maintain, as we mentioned earlier. As we move forward, there is a seating area which we have done if the elderly couple has some guests, or just to give some more actually a look in that specific area. There is storage below where you could keep your shoes or handbags or anything else, and we've got some cushioning on top to give them that extra space where they could sit, read a book, things like that. Again, attaching that to the bed is a little bit of a marble counter with storage below, and again a long mirror which would help the lady of the house to get ready. Again, a panel connecting all of that to the end of the bed, and through that in between we've got the window, which is always such a challenge to design whenever you've got a window behind the bed, because you can't really go all out creative and do anything with the paneling at the back. You are a little stuck for ideas because of the window. So what we did is we designed this roller kind of Venetian blind to match the concept of the bedroom. So we've got small motifs there to give in a little touch of ethnicity to match the elderly couple. We've also done padding at the back, again thinking of the comfort. We've kept the same motif going which we've done in the wardrobe, bringing out that same look within the padding. And also comfort has been of utmost importance in this room to give you that kind of look. Even if you see the switchboards, which you actually see all through the property, we've used wooden switchboards instead of normal white bland switchboards that we see everywhere. The ducting of the ACs have been hidden behind panels. Also the bed is a hydraulic bed, and the whole property has, kind of amalgamated into this bedroom. Mostly you would see the full property has got this usage of basic wood and cream, which is the classic style that we like to follow, and splashes of color. Now this here is the best part of the room actually. All of us would like to have a spot of greenery within the boring little flats that we live in. So this was an area which they got as a default, as it helps the elevation of the building. So what we did was we just put green flooring below, put this kind of a ladder with circles in between, which we would later be putting tubs into. So it gives a fresh of obviously a breath of fresh air. Along with that, the light, and it's got quite a bit of height. So we use that for doing this gardening. But since unfortunately they don't live here, we couldn't use too many of real plants. It is more of a look that at least gives it a look of greenery within the drab bedrooms otherwise.